Hey there, CJ Math students. So welcome to Notes 5.4. Basically what we're going to do today is refresh our mind on the various one-step equations that we've seen, and then also look again at the two-step equations that we've been working with. So what I've done is I've kind of divided these one-step equations up into different categories. I'll do the first row in each, and then expect you to do the rest. So I would definitely pay attention, pause the video maybe after I do one, and then try and do the remaining row. So here we go. The first one is some number x minus 5 is equal to 25, excuse me. So what you do, plus a negative, draw your tetras, and here, because we have a negative, we add a positive 5. That crosses off, and so I get x is equal to 30. Check your answer by going 30 minus 5 is equal to 25. You're asking yourself, is that a true statement? Yeah, well, 30 minus 25 is equal to 25, so yes, you know you're correct. So 30 was your answer. All right, I'd pause the video and now try and do that entire column. All right, now we have one-step addition problems when we're adding a negative to both sides. So very similar problem. The only difference is instead of it saying x minus 5, it says x plus 5. So in this type of problem, we add negative 5. Notice how I put a plus sign? Please put the plus sign, right? We're always trying to add to avoid the mix-up between is that a negative or a minus sign. These cancel out because they're equal to 0. The x drops down. X is equal to 25 plus negative 5 is a DSSM, different signs negative. So we subtract, different signs subtract, and we keep the sign that has more. 25 plus negative 5 really is 25 minus 5, which is 20. We had more positive, so it stays positive 20. We could check by saying, okay, is 20 plus 5 equal to 25? We're asking ourselves that, and indeed 20 plus 5 is 25. So, 25 is equal to 25. Therefore, we know we have the correct answer in 20. All right. I'd pause and do the rest on that column. Okay, on one-step division problems, we know that this is a division because we're actually seeing multiplication. We see multiplication, so therefore we need to do the inverse, which is division. So when we have a coefficient right next to a variable, that means to multiply. We divide by exactly what is attached to the variable. So divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. This cancels out because it's 1. So we just left with x is equal to 25 divided by negative 5. That's a DSN, different signs negative. And it actually is negative 5. So negative 5 is your answer. You can check by saying, okay, is negative 5 times negative 5 equal to positive 25? Well, negative times negative is positive, so 25 equals 25. We know we have the right answer. I'd pause and do that entire column if I were you. All right. And the last column we have is one-step multiplication. So we see division on this one, and because we see division, we end up multiplying. We do the inverse, which is multiplication. So I see some number divided by 5 is equal to 25. It's basically, again, just the opposite of that problem. I multiply both sides by exactly the denominator. This, again, would be 5x over 5, which is just 1, so that's why it cancels out. X gets dropped down. And 25 times 5 is actually 125. So that's my answer. I can check by asking myself, does 125 divided by 5 equal 25? And yes, it does. 125 divided by 5 is 25. So therefore, I know I am correct. All right. I would finally pause and do the remaining problems. And this is the end of video part 1.